Greetings, dear Aquarius. Welcome to Tifa's Tarot, and I hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world. Now, let's go ahead and take a dive into your Gemini season general reading. So, we are going to intuitively just try to catch the vibe and see what is happening with our Aquariuses during Gemini season, right? And that is your sister sign, right? It is another air sign. So, typically, we do very well in Gemini season. If you're an Aquarius, you kind of can vibe with Gemini, the archetype, right? Because it's very communicative, it's adaptable, it's flexible, right? In so many ways. And even around this season is a good time for you to like stretch your social muscle, so to speak, by invitations to family gatherings or parties and cookouts and barbecues and graduation parties, right? All of those things are heavily celebrated, right, in this Gemini season. It's that late spring. If you're in the northern hemisphere, it's that late spring to right before the thick of summer begins, right, during that solstice. So I hope you're enjoying your season so far. I'm filming this on June 5th, so we are well into Gemini season. But let's see what energy we can drum up, right? We are looking at the Muse Tarot to pull your messages. And let's just go ahead and set the intention. This is for the sign of Aquarius. So if you have Aquarius and it is in your sun, your moon, your rising, then it is my sincerest intention that this reading may resonate with you in some capacity and that you're able to receive these messages and apply them to your own life always. And of course, only for your highest good, all right? So remember, if the messages apply, that's so good, fantastic. I love it. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And if they don't apply, you can let it fly. All right, let's go ahead and get into our reading. Our first card we are looking at, dear Aquarius, we are looking at your Challenger card, okay? So this is asking you or telling you what is standing in your way during this Gemini season, and what do you need to transmute? What's standing in Aquarius's way? What is standing in Aquarius's way? You've got the Fool here. Okay, it's coming in as a challenge. It's like definitely the new start of something. You've also got the Devil. Oh, this is kind of like a little spicy. It's giving something I'm gonna watch on Netflix. And then we got the Five of Cups here. All of the elements of just a very interesting energy. I see that you're on the precipice of doing something new. There's a new chapter in your life that's unfolding, or something new that you're doing with this Fool card. This is leaping into unknown territory and just like, F it, I'm gonna see what happens. Okay, so that could look like a big investment, that could look like going to a new place, it could look like starting a new job in a field, right? But there's something here that you're having issues with navigating this new change, right? So there's maybe like some toxic habits that you could have picked up with this Devil card. The Devil talks about excesses of some sort, things being out of alignment, things being out of balance in your life, and perhaps going to the dark side to kind of alleviate some of those manners. Okay, so I'm thinking that whatever this newness that you've stumbled upon has kind of like led you into like some shadow or some darkness that you need to kind of be curious about getting a hold of. And I don't know if it has something to do, for any of my Aquariuses who resonate with you, that maybe there was a loss. I don't know. Okay. Five of Cups talks about grief, being in a depressive state. At its worst is like grieving the loss of a loved one in some way. And so if it's something like that, it could be maybe you are learning, you're in this new chapter. The Fool is about something new that you're walking into, and like maybe you're not handling it very well. You're coping maybe with drinking, smoking, finding miscellaneous things, gambling, who knows. There could be a plethora of like bad habits that are at your disposal, whatever you're predisposed to, right, that you're getting a hold of, and it's just not helping you to like step into this new state. Now, it doesn't have to be like somebody died or anything. It could just be you're having challenges with entering into definitely something new that you're doing, and it's really depressing you in a lot of ways, and just making you feel like unloved, abandoned in some way. um Not good. Okay. So I'm seeing that as a challenge. That's a difficult emotion to an energy to kind of sit into. But let's look at the mirror card. So when we're thinking about a mirror, it's like it's a reflection. So it's asking what's happening for you right now, and what do you need to be aware of. And so when we're looking in a mirror, sometimes like, do we see objectively, subjectively? Like mirror blindness is real, right? People walk out the house looking like whatever. You're like, do we have the same eyes, right? And it's the same thing when we look in a mirror. Like our perception of ourselves is totally weighted on what our mind thinks, right? We could see the most divine, beautiful creature, or we could pinpoint every little flaw and detail that we see, or we can neglect a blaring issue that we see and just be like, no, it's okay. This thing is not growing. It's fine, you know? So there's a lot of deception that we also. So let's talk about what you need to be made aware of. Maybe you cannot see. What does Aquarius need to be made aware of? Okay, you've got the Six of Emotion, which is the Six of Cups. That's childhood, nostalgia, maybe something to do with children. But let's see, you got the Five of Wands. That's competition. That's conflict, rivalry in some ways. And then you got the Moon here, right? If we talk the Moon, this could be you needing to trust your intuition on some things, or maybe like there's something hidden here, right? Because the Moon hides things as your subconscious, so it really requires you to really analyze how you feel and what you think about things. But I'm getting something here where there could be something in, this is one of two things, maybe something with a child, something from your childhood, something from your youth or your background, right? Because I do feel the Six of Cups definitely talks about something that's nostalgic in nature, right? Even reunions, like maybe with kids or loved ones. And then there's this Five of Wands, where it's like this competition, this rivalry, these obstacles. It's like too many cooks in the kitchen, and it could look like maybe you're providing that energy too, and maybe that's something that you need. Like, do you feeling like you're one upping people a lot, or you're not being the best communicator? But these could be some things that you need to kind of tap into, because it definitely has something to do with like perhaps even that Six of Cups really talks about something from your past, right? Like your childhood trauma that you are inflecting in conversations with other people that you know and that you love, and maybe without like the negative intention, but nonetheless getting the negative result of that. Okay. And so the Moon might be just this warning, or this wake up call to just be like, hey, you know. Another important astrological thing that we have happening is this Jupiter joining Cancer, right, on June 9th. And that's going to be huge, huge, huge for us in terms of hopefully developing and creating meaningful and enriching meaningful bonds that we have with people that we love and that we care for. um, should be happening around this time, right? Because Jupiter loves to be in Cancer. It loves to be at home and in family, and just to feel the love and to give it and receive it. And so there's something here about maybe perhaps this mirror card that you're examining, some conditioning that you have. This is very like deep of like where I'm trying to get to. It's not really like a tangible thing. It's something more of like being careful of how you communicate with those that you love that are around you, especially people who've been in your life for a long time, right? With that Six of Cups, because that definitely talks about nostalgia, that innocence, youth, childhood, maybe even children in that sense. Now let's look at your helper card. So a helper is talking about what will you need the most and what do you need to focus on? What do you need the most and what do you need to focus on? Okay. Ace of Cups, Nine of Wands, Two of Pentacles. I want to say Ace of Cups is a new way of love, maybe even a new relationship in this sense, that's being able to help you this month. But this also is a new way, like, you know how people, I don't have any children of my own per se, but I understand there's this phrase I've heard from people who are parents, like, oh, I didn't know I can love, until I had a child or something, right? So, or love this deeply, right? It's like a different kind of love. So I'm feeling like what could help you here is approaching like a new way of love for you, okay? Whatever that looks like for you. And maybe some of that entails you um picking up some burdens, because that Nine of Wands is just like it. Sometimes we call it the restless warrior, but it's honestly like maintaining like like being persistent about things, okay? And then you've got the Two of Materials, which is keeping everything afloat, keeping things in balance, okay? Now, this is coming up in your helper position because I think what this is really trying to tell you is that it's okay for you to like shoulder some emotions for others. And for some reason, I'm getting it because it's going back to your mirror card, because mirror is like, this is you. Like, hey, honey, let's look, right? This is you. Are you attacking your children? Maybe not. Are you inflicting on others what's happened to you in your youth? That could be another meaning of that. Are you aware of it? The Moon. And now this next card, when it comes to helping, is asking you to like be open to understanding a new way of love, and a way of love where you have to shoulder the burden of that love. And that you can do that regardless while keeping everything else in your life in balance. Like, it's okay. You're grown. You can do this, right? This was I don't know. It was a little bit of a weird reading because I couldn't get too tactical with it. But because it seems like more of a message of like really trying to like unpack some things here, because I do see you in a difficult energy where you are perhaps indulging in toxic behavior or toxic substances, and maybe you do need to like start something new, but it starts with like understanding like a new concept of what love is.